You know exactly what it is you want to build, don't you? You've probably known for years. That book, that business, that life change you keep pushing off to someday. It's so clear in your mind it's almost painful, and yet, here you are, not doing it. So listen, this isn't going to be some rah-rah pep talk. This is a breakdown of the war you've been losing inside your own head, and how you're going to start winning it, today.
Okay, let's get one thing straight right off the bat, because this is so important. What you're feeling is not laziness. Lazy people are fine with doing nothing. You're not fine. What you feel is an ache. It's the specific, gnawing pain of a person who knows exactly what they're supposed to be doing, but for some reason just can't make themselves do it. So that story you tell yourself, that you're a fraud, that you're just being patient, it's wrong. The problem isn't you.
You know, to win any war, you first have to know who you're actually fighting. And for years, you've probably been aiming at the wrong target, yourself. It's time to name the real enemy.
What if I told you that paralysis you feel isn't a sign of some deep personal weakness, but actually a predictable biological process? The truth is, there is an active, invisible force working against you, and it has absolutely nothing to do with your potential or your willpower. It's a system. And like any system, we can understand it and we can dismantle it.
The author, Steven Pressfield, gave this force a name: resistance, with a capital R. Think of it like a law of nature, an invisible wall that pops up every single time you try to create something, to grow, to become the person you know you can be. And here's the most important part. The more important that work is to your soul, the stronger the resistance pushes back. It's not personal, it just is.
So, what's resistance's main weapon? It's this simple, devastating neurological loop. You face a hard task, right? And immediately, your brain triggers a negative feeling. Fear, doubt, maybe just a sense of being overwhelmed. To escape that feeling, you avoid the task. You check your phone, you clean the kitchen, you do anything else. And for a brief moment, you get a hit of relief. That relief is a reward. And your brain learns avoidance equals reward. And pretty soon, it's not even a choice anymore. It's just your default setting.
And this is what's actually happening deep inside your brain. Your amygdala, that's your brain's ancient alarm system. It can't tell the difference between a real-life lion and the fear of, say, writing the first sentence of your book. It just sees a threat, and it hijacks your system with one single command: run. Your emotional brain completely takes over your rational brain. You're not consciously choosing to procrastinate, you're literally fleeing what your brain has mislabeled as a danger. Okay, so we've named the enemy, now we need to study its playbook. See, resistance is a master of disguise. It doesn't just show up and announce itself. No, it's much sneakier than that. It shows up wearing your face and speaking with your voice using traps that sound perfectly reasonable.
These right here, these are the enemy's favorite uniforms. You have to learn to recognize them. It's not, I'm lazy, it's all start on Monday. It's not, I'm terrified, it's, I just need to do a little more research. Perfectionism whispers, if you can't do it perfectly, don't even bother. Victimhood tells you your circumstances are the perfect excuse. And my personal favorite, manufactured drama, creates all these urgent, fake crises to steal the very hours you set aside for your real work.
Now this one is so counterintuitive, it's wild. You know all that time you spend daydreaming, picturing your success in vivid detail? It feels super productive, right? Well, research shows it can actually kill your motivation. Your brain gets a little taste of the reward, a little dopamine hit just from the fantasy, and that actually reduces its drive to go out and earn the reward for real. The dream becomes a nice, comfortable place to hang out instead of a destination to fight for.
And this brings us to resistance's masterpiece, its most sophisticated trap, the shadow career. This is when you build an entire life that orbits your dream without ever actually touching it. You do everything around the work. You become an expert on the craft of writing, but you never write. You take endless online courses about entrepreneurship, but you never launch the business. It feels just like progress, but really, it's just an incredibly elaborate form of avoidance. It's designed to keep you safe from the real risk of actually trying.
So, if resistance is the enemy, and those are its traps, how in the world do you fight back? It all starts with a huge psychological shift, a decision. You have to stop thinking like an amateur and start acting like a professional.
Look at this. This isn't about whether you get paid for it, it's a mindset, it's a stance you take. The amateur waits for inspiration to strike. The amateur needs to feel like it. The professional shows up, period. They treat their dream like a job, not because it's a drag, but because showing up is simply non-negotiable. They understand a fundamental truth. Motivation doesn't come first, action does.
And that brings us to the actual strategy, the boots on the ground stuff.
Forget about waiting for some magical bolt of lightning. Winning this war happens day by day by executing a battle plan, especially on the days you don't feel like it.
This right here is the whole game. You've had it backward your entire life. We all have. You've been waiting to feel motivated so that you can act. The professional knows that's a losing strategy. Action is the spark that creates the fire of motivation. You don't wait for the feeling, you generate the feeling by starting the work.
So here's how you do it. This is how you disarm that amygdala hijack in real time. Step 1, just notice it. Catch yourself in that moment you feel the urge to run away. Step 2, name the feeling. Just say it out loud. Okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. This simple act pulls you out of your emotional brain and back into your rational mind. Step 3, shrink the task until it's ridiculously small. I mean, stupidly small. Not write chapter 1, it's open the Word document. And finally, step 4, commit to just 5 minutes. That's it. Anyone can do anything for 5 minutes. This is how you get past that initial wall of resistance. The dread is always worse than the reality.
Now, here are the new rules of engagement, and these are not suggestions. First, the first 2 hours of your day are sacred. They belong to you and your deep work. Before email, before the news, before the world starts making demands on you. Second, you have to accept that your first attempts are going to be bad. The first draft, the first prototype, the first video, they're supposed to be bad. That's not failure, that's the price of admission. And third, you remove the daily decision. Routine is your most powerful weapon. Same time, same place, every single day. You no longer ask, should I work today? The decision is already made, you just begin.
Okay, finally, let's talk about how all of this comes together. Because when you consistently take these small actions, you're not just getting work done, you're fundamentally rewiring who you believe you are.
See, your brain builds your sense of self, your identity, based on cold, hard evidence. If you spend years dreaming but not doing, your brain looks at the evidence and concludes, well, I guess I'm a person who dreams. To change that identity, you have to give it new evidence. Every time you show up for those 5 minutes, every time you open the document, even when you don't want to, you are stacking up a little piece of proof. You're proving to your own brain, action by action, that you're a doer.
And that's the final truth, isn't it? You don't think your way into a new identity, you act your way into it. You're not waiting to feel qualified. You're not waiting for someone to give you permission. That future, ready version of you isn't coming to rescue you. You become that person by starting now, starting badly, starting scared, starting with whatever you have. That's how it's built.
Look, time isn't waiting for you to feel ready. It's going to pass at the exact same speed it always has. 5 years from now, you'll be 5 years older. That is a fact. The only question, the only thing you actually have control over is who you will have become in that time. The dream isn't the issue. You're just stuck in a loop. And the only way out is one tiny, impossibly small step today. So the question is, will you take it?